Okay, welcome to Team Bold Fitness, our training on the 4 vital behaviors. So I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes so that it's something that is not super overwhelming and that we can share with our team, whether you're a new coach or someone who just needs a refresher. But if I talk super fast, I apologize, but that's kind of me anyways. So I'm going to share my screen. And I do have children in the background just causing a ruckus. Okay, so, it's been so long since I did a training, so I'm so excited. Okay, so tonight we're talking about the 4 vital behaviors. Can you guys see it? Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can see it? Okay, cool. So I titled it The Steps to Success. Now, what we see other coaches doing when you sign up and you're kind of looking at everybody and you start the whole, Carter, don't do that. You start the whole comparison game or yelling at your kid. Leave the door open so I can see what you're doing. Like a teenager, my 3-year-old. It can look like there's a lot of fancy things people are doing. When in reality, to grow your business, to have a business, to empower your business, and to fuel your business, you have these 4 vital things. Now, you can make all the cute trainings and you can make all the cute graphics for your challenge groups, but it doesn't matter unless you're doing the 4 vital things. And that's why they call them the vitals, kind of like when you first go into like an ambulance or the hospital, they take your vitals, because if you don't have a heartbeat or a pulse, it doesn't matter that your leg is broken. So you have to do the first things first to have a business. So let's go over what they are. So the 4 vital behaviors are: be proof the products work, personal development, invite, and recognition. So these are the 4 things that, like, years ago, the CEOs of Beachbody looked to the top coaches in the network and we're like, what are you doing? Because if you're not sure the history of Beachbody, coaching is something that formed organically. Beachbody created all these programs and people were doing them, and then people just started making these message boards, and coaches naturally came about, and people want community all the time. And so this kind of just came about, and then Beachbody has since then developed amazing trainings with the top coaches, but all of this was made by coaches. So those are the 4 things. So be proof the products work, personal development, invite, and recognition. Now, everybody is different, which is so wonderful about being a coach. So the things that make you you, how you invite, your personal transformation or testimonies of the program, the kind of personal development you do, the recognition that you give your team and your coaches and your friends, is all different, but ultimately it's the same thing. So starting with be proof the products work. So being proof the products work gives us a business. If Beachbody did not create programs and did not have Shakeology or Energize or any of these things, and yes, Brenda, your booty picture is in this picture, we wouldn't have a business. Like, that's the bottom line. So if you're not working out and if you're not drinking Shakeology or you're not doing something, you have nothing to talk about. And as much as we don't want to say that we sell, ultimately that we do make commission. And so, but this program this company is not about like taking a list of benefits of Shakeology and then just sharing that. If someone came up to me and was like, but Shakeology has all these antioxidants or whatever, for me, I would be like, that's great, I don't care. But if you tell me you're a busy mom and this helps you poop regularly, because that's my jam, I was like, okay, sign me up. Our personal testimonies. Hi, baby, mommy's doing something right now, okay? Okay, thanks. That is how we get people to trust us and to just go off recommendations. It's kind of like when you go see a movie. You're not going to recommend everyone go sees, whatever new movie's out. I have two kids, so I haven't seen a movie in like 5 years. But whatever movie's out, unless you've seen it. And like when my best friend or a girl I love on Instagram is like, you need to try this, I'm like, okay, I need to try this. We live in a world of word of mouth, so that's what we're doing. So the best thing you can do for your business is to work a program start to finish, to document your journey, and invest and try out new products. So I'm not saying that like your month 1 of coach, you need to have energize and recover and like hydrate and like be on Activate, the vitamins, and then be doing all this stuff. But as you're going, every few months, getting a sample pack, trying something new, it would be beneficial so you can help more people in more ways other than just, 21-day fix and Shakeology, which is what I did for the first like year of my business. That's all I did, which is fine. But eventually you grow, and we want this business to continue to grow. So you have to as well. And if the great thing about on demand right now is that you can switch. So I'm not saying that if you start 80-day obsession and 80-day obsession isn't working for you, that you need to like, give it your all till the very end. I think you should try it out for a couple weeks and try to push through that uncomfortableness, because these programs are supposed to challenge us. But if it's not your jam, it's not your jam. Like I have tried to finish Pile 3 times. I just like can't. And it's probably because I try it at like not great times in my life, because I think it's going to be easier, and then it's actually just as hard, but in a different way. Yes, babe? Mm-hmm. But doing a program start to finish and then showing that true transformation is an amazing thing for your business. Gives you a business. Mama. Yes, Carter. Mama. The next thing is personal development. And if you know me, have been in a challenge group with me at all, personal development is the thing that I love the absolute most. And it is the thing that everyone skips. Personal development is what empowers us in our business. So we are in the business of being very vulnerable. Whether you are purposely trying to be vulnerable, putting yourself out there in these ways in a very public forum, or even in a private forum of inviting, it is scary. And to not be doing personal development is to basically give in to your fears, because when you feel you're alone and you feel scared, you're going to stop doing it. It's just human nature. Our brain is designed to protect us. And if the brain thinks that you're scared and afraid, it's going to be like, oh, don't be doing that. Don't be posting that on social media. But when you have audiobooks, reading regular books, podcasts, team calls, trainings, and you hear other people have the same issues or, challenges, or they don't know how to word the right thing, it is incredibly empowering. It's also empowering to work through those issues for your whole life. I always say that coaching is like, it's just a beautiful way to make you work through all the issues of your life, when that's probably not particularly why you signed up to be a coach. It's not like you were like, I really need to work on all of these things in my life, I'm going to sign up to be a Beachbody coach. But ultimately, being a coach pushes you to work through issues that you've probably had your whole life. For me, knowing I'm enough, knowing what I do is okay, fighting that urge for perfectionism, self-limiting belief, all of those things are, I've struggled, whether I'm a coach or not, that is what I struggle with. So this helps me work through it, and it is incredibly empowering in a rush when you look at fear and you fight through it and you come out okay. It's like this awesome high. So I actually have a document in the team page where it's just this list of personal development recommendations. But I mean, come to me at any time, or go to your upline coach and they can tell you what works for you. I now incorporate personal development in my challenge groups, because for me, that has been the biggest transformation, is my mental state. And so I like to share that with people right off the bat. So when they transition into coaching, they're not like, what is this? I've already been talking about it for, you know, however long they've been in a challenge group with me. Okay, the next one is invite, invite, invite. So this is the part that has multiple steps to it, and we're going to do our next call on invite, invite, invite. So I'm not going to spend a crazy amount of time, but ultimately inviting grows your business. You can't grow your business if you don't invite. You know, if you do 21 Day Fix and then you have this rocking transformation and you're listening to the compound effect and you're feeling on fire, but you don't invite anybody, you're not going to grow your business. You're not going to get any Success Club points. You're not going to do, you're not going to grow that way. So you have to invite. And for a lot of us, this is the scariest part, to directly ask somebody, would you like to join a challenge group with me? Even though it is so simple, and it's more scary for us to say it than for them to read it. But it's okay, Danae, don't worry about it. It's that fear of rejection, or that fear of, there's lots and lots of things that we'll talk about next week, but ultimately you want to invite somebody. Now, we are not in the business of, and this is no offense to any other network marketing business, but we don't just mass add people to groups. We do not just cold invite everybody. Having somebody kind of trust you as their coach to help them through like physical or like weight loss or physical transformations, health transformations, it's an incredibly intimate relationship that I think as coaches, it's important for us to respect. So no, and I mean, if it was actually Brenna can attest to this. Brenna and I were really good friends before we became coaches and we're building this team. So it was a little bit different of a conversation when I'm like, hey girl, I'm doing this, you should do this. Because we had that relationship. So when you first start, it's called your warm market. Absolutely going up to your warm market and being like, I'm doing this, because there's already trust there. But I'm not going to just friend request somebody and then send them a message, because first of all, in this day and age of Facebook, delete, like right off the bat, delete. But it takes time to foster these relationships. So that's why we do these 4 vital behaviors every single day. So think of inviting like your fitness journey. If you had a challenger who did upper fix and then woke up the next day and said, well, why don't I have guns? Or did, a week of 21 Day Fix and then was like, why haven't I lost 10 pounds? It's the same thing that if you wake up as a coach and say, oh my gosh, I've been adding and talking to people for a week. Why have I not made Success Club? It is something that evolves over time. It's a relationship. So, hey, go. Yes, Sissy's right there. Go get her. Okay. So you're going to add to your page, whether that's Facebook or Instagram, whatever your jam is, you're going to add people who are like you. So I go to Instagram. This is where I'm growing my business right now. I'm focusing most of my attention on. And I look for moms. I look for teachers. I look for people, and I add them. Now, you cannot force people to join you, but you can expose your story and touch the lives of as many people as possible and see who jumps on with you. So you are in control of who you add, who you message, and who you invite. We are never in control if people want to add us. We are never in control if people are going to ghost us. If you're new, you'll find out what ghosting is. It's when they say, I'm down for a challenge group, and then they just disappear. That is not in our control. So what we have to do is take our business, our life, our goals in our hands, and do what we can control. So every day you're going to add to your page. Every day you're going to build relationships. So how you're going to build relationships is what some people call a hey girl message. You have to make it sound like you. When I say, hey girl, how are you? And I have gone through their page, and so I ask them questions about, oh my gosh, how old is your daughter? My daughter is 17 months old. Blah, blah, blah. And I start building a relationship non-beach body. So I just gain friends like crazy. That is my goal. How many people can I love on and have a positive interaction with? Now, then I write them on a list. And this is a whole other training about, the system of how you track. But ultimately, you write them down, because if you're talking to people every day, you're not going to remember them all, right? Nobody has that good of a memory. So you're going to write them down. Don't make it complicated. Just put their name on a notebook paper or in a spreadsheet. It's not anything crazy. And then eventually you're going to invite them to something. I didn't write coaching, but invite to coaching. Like, don't think that you have to be successful in coaching to invite other people to coaching. If you're loving the vibe of team calls and challenge groups and how cool this is, and the $150 you made, invite. That is powerful. Invite to a challenge group. Invite to try a product. If you're going to run a free group, invite to something. Let them know that you have something to offer. That is what we do daily. Next week, like I've said a couple times now, because a lot of people want lots of further information about this inviting, I'm going to do an in-depth training. But ultimately, inviting every single day. In text message, call your friends. Don't call everybody like a crazy person, but in the beginning, your warm market. Yeah, I know. My kids are doing the team chase game, which is super adorable, just not when I'm recording a team call. And then invite them, and then follow up, and make it very human. What I say and what I tell everybody I say, and it's not word for word every time, is I would say something like, hey, Amanda, this is super random, but I'm putting together a virtual health and fitness accountability group, and I would so love to have another awesome lady or, girl boss like you, because we've been talking, so I know like things about her, so insert something about her that I do actually love. I don't even know if it's your thing, but if it could be, let me know. And then you talk to them about their goals. And their goals, like, you're not going to recommend Body Beast if they've never worked out before. So you make it all about them. You talk to them about their goals and you see how you can help them. And if at the end of the day, the best way you can help them is a free trial, that's still amazing. And that's why we invite every single day, because then at the end of the month, you're going to have at least 3 new people, which makes you Success Club. And Success Club, if you haven't talked to anyone about that yet, is basically the quote unquote evidence that your business is growing every month. Because we make an impact to people all day, every day, with your posts or with your humor or with your inspiration or in whatever way you do that, or you just sending a message to someone saying, like, girl, you look beautiful in that dress. Like, that is impact. However, it's really hard to measure that. So the way we measure it is Success Club, so that you get 3 new people started, 3 to 5 new people making Success Club 5 or Success Club 10 every single month, so that first and foremost, you're covering your Shakeology and you're getting new people in your challenge groups and changing lives every single month. That is it. Now, the last one is recognition. And this is also Brenna, which seems like there's a lot of Brenna in this thing. There's actually other people over here that I used to use this. This is before Brenna had Peyton. This is like forever ago when she was like my challenger. And then these are my other challengers over here, but it cut off. So Brenna is just in this again. But recognition is what fuels this business. So you get challengers and you're not just like, hey, thanks for the commission, bye, see you later. You want to impact their lives. And so when someone shares a transformation with you, shout them out. It could be in your challenge group, it could be on their page, it could be in a private message. But shouting them out and making people feel as good as they should feel for their hard work is what this is about. Shouting out a coach who got her first paycheck or did an amazing post on social media. And again, in the team page, in a private message, it doesn't matter, but you're loving and recognizing people for their hard work. Or what about the girl who's gonna join a challenge group but doesn't have the money right now, and you see her post on social media that she drank 100 ounces of water because that was the free tip you gave her, because that's what you do as a coach. You help people no matter what. You shout them out from the top of the rooftops because she took her first step. We meet people where they are and we celebrate them. You know, just because somebody's not getting the Brittany Leggett like transformation from 80-day obsession doesn't mean that their actions every single day don't matter. They do matter. And that's why we do recognition. And it gets you totally pumped up if you see your friend or your challenger or your coach or even your upline, it doesn't matter, do something great. This is supposed to be a positive, like, side business, whatever you want to call it, side hustle, I always say on Instagram. This is supposed to fuel you. So if you're not getting jazzed up about somebody, then what are you doing here? So get excited, recognize people in whatever way you feel comfortable. Carter, stop. Yeah, I'm sure that hurt. Just slammed right into the wall. It's fine. This will be in our team trainings for time and all eternity, but that's what being a coach is with your family. So the 4 vital behaviors, the steps are the same. So this is a beautiful picture of me here on the right. And then this is on the left. This is Melanie Mitro. Melanie Mitro has been the top coach for 4 years. She has a beautiful house in Pennsylvania that I stalk on Instagram frequently. And her office is amazing. And you see there's boards and there's spreadsheets and there's Mac and there's like lights and there's all these things. But what she is doing is exactly what I'm doing from my couch when I haven't showered and I look like crap. So when you're like, how do I grow this business? What am I doing? What am I doing here? What do I do today? I just want to, I just want to make Success Club, or I really want to come home to my kids. Whatever your goals are, the 4 steps are exactly the same. Whatever your circumstances are, don't look at them as limitations. If all you have is your work laptop and all you have is nap time, take those actions in that moment. Do what you can do when you can, and you will get there. We look at these coaches who are, even me, oh, she knows what she's talking about, or she has all, like, there's no excuses. We all have excuses. And if you look to these coaches when they first started, that's what I like to do. I like to go back to their trainings when they were like, no, beginning. I don't need to see Melanie Mitro now. I want to see Melanie Mitro when she was in like a tiny house and she worked only on her nap times and they couldn't afford Shakeology. That is freaking inspiring. So the steps are the same. So do these things every single day. Sorry, I'm trying to make it go down. Do your vitals daily. Set your business hours. Schedule out your time and be intentional. So when I say do your vitals daily, I'm not saying that every free moment that you should be obsessed with growing your business, because that's not balance and you're going to get burned out really, really quickly. So, all of us have full-time jobs, whether you're a full-time mom or a full-time event planner or a full-time teacher, you have another job and you have other responsibilities. So do your vitals, check them off a list, and then clock out is what I always say. This is a business. This is a part-time job. If you expect to get results, if you expect to get paid, and I hate always coming back to money, but if you expect to get paid, you have to clock in. And that's okay if you don't work on Tuesdays. It is okay. It's better to be realistic about certain days of the week and what your life looks like than to hate yourself because you couldn't have, you didn't get any invites in that day. So, so your vitals daily could look different to you, for me. And, if you notice, I didn't, and we'll talk about this more in inviting, but I didn't say how many ads or how many invites or how many of these things, because everyone's goals are different, but you need to be doing something. I'm a big fan of setting business hours and being super intentional. So when I say I work to my husband, who misses his wife because she works full time, he works full time, we have kids, life is crazy. When I say, babe, I'm working from 5 to 6, and then me and you are watching a movie and my phone is plugged in the other room, that's give and take that he can get on board with. But if you have your phone to your face all the time because you're waiting for a message or you're like trying to squeeze in another invite, that's not balanced. And that's hard. And then you never feel successful because all you want to do is watch the new episode of This Is Us, and you like feel bad that you're not sacrificing the time. So that's not how we do this business. Just like if you had a challenger who said, oh my gosh, I had a cheat meal, you're going to say, good for you. This is a lifestyle change. This is moderation. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. Your business will, you put time in your business long term, I'm talking 3-4 years, and it will make a huge impact on your life. But to do that for 3-4 years, you have to have balance. Extra note is, you'll notice that one of the 4 vital behaviors was nothing about social media, because everyone does social media differently. Ultimately, you do have to share your story, but in the most you way possible. So if you are jamming on Facebook, do Facebook. If you're jamming on Instagram, do Instagram. If you're loving Instagram stories, do that. You have to find what makes you work and what is the most you. Share your vitals. So I'm not saying every day you have to, if you love the workout so much that it is just like you to share a sweaty selfie every single morning, then do it. But if that's not really your jam, maybe you share the personal development. Or what if you do recognition on your page? Ultimately, you're showing people who are watching you that you are a coach and that you can help them, and here are some of the results, or the impact that it's made on your life, or the consistency that you are able to have with working out when you have a full-time job and kids and all that jam. So, but ultimately, have fun in this business. Get jazzed up. Put on pitch perfect music that I've been doing nonstop this last week, and jam out to it while you do your work so that you feel fueled. And then set the timer. You okay? Owie. I know, Owie. Set the timer, bust it out for an hour, and I don't mean scroll. Don't be scrolling. Don't be scrolling. Bust out your work for an hour, and then clock out and go on with the rest of your day. Because it's the small actions every single day that get us the results we want in our physical transformation and our mental transformation and in our business transformation. So that is all I have for the training. Brenna, if you want to stop it. And then if anyone has any questions.